The United States men's national team played their first match yesterday. They got on the board first thanks to this Tim Weah goal in the 36th minute. The U.S., though, couldn't hold the lead after a Gareth Bale penalty kick knotted up for a 1-1 final. Team USA back in action Friday to face England at 1 p.m. Eastern only on Fox. Back to football across the pond over here. Following the Jets' 10-3 loss to the Patriots, Zach Wilson was asked if the offense let New York's defense down. Wilson responded with just a simple no. When asked if there's going to be a quarterback change, head coach Robert Saleh said, quote, "We're keeping everything on the table over the next few days." Shannon, some big decisions here. Should the Jets bench Zach Wilson?
Skip, if you feel he's holding the team back, hell yeah, you bench him. But you have to understand what you're going to do to the man's confidence.
I agree.
Now, as a player, I ain't give a damn about his confidence. I'm not the head coach. The head coach has to worry about that. I'm trying to get the best 11 on offense, the best 11 on defense, and the best 11 special teams player to help increase my chance. Skip, this smug cavalier, they ask him a simple question. Do you feel you're holding the team back? He going to talk about no. Skip, we've seen players, when they drop a pass or they give up a touchdown, I let my team down. This joke out here throwing for 22 yards, and he gonna talk about no?
They ask, did you let the defense down? No.
What?
No. The defense held him to 3 points.
3
right?
points.
Yeah.
3.
Okay.
Do you feel like you're helping this team win ball games? I wonder what his answer would have been to that. Skip, I think Robert Saleh owed it to his team. You owed it to 53 guys, not just one, and his feelings and his confidence. I understand he was the second pick in the draft, but Skip, I believe this team is defensively. They can compete for a playoff spot. They're that good defensively. I saw them up close. Now that's not to say the Broncos leaves a lot to be desired, but they got players, Quincy Williams and Sauce Gardner, and those guys they can play.
Yeah, he said championship caliber defense. I won't go that far, but it's a playoff caliber.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. But they got a playoff defense and they got a Bud Bowl offense, and he's the reason why. Look, Skip, they got Garrett Wilson. They got, I'm trying to look at the players. They got Corey Davis. They got some nice players. Breece Hall got injured.
He did.
So they got nice pieces on the offensive side of football.
Breece Hall was a huge loss for him.
Yeah, but he holding them back, Skip.
I know, he is.
And so, Skip, how you gain 2 yards? You gained 2 yards of offense in the second half of an NFL ball game. 2. No, Skip, at this point, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to lose your team if you don't. Robert Saleh I don't envy the position that he's in because he wrecks the guy confidence if he snatches him.
He does.
You lose the team if you don't.
Okay, just for the record and just for perspective, Bill Belichick has done this to a lot of young quarterbacks, and his 2 worst games by far this year came at the hands of Belichick's defense because he had a QBR 28 and then the other day 25. It happens against New England, but it happened twice, and it went from bad to worst. Okay, so now to your point. The worst thing this kid is doing is he has gone to war with the New York media. I got to tell you, I know it because I have a lot of friends in that media, and I've watched it up close and personal for many, many years. I lived up there for 13 years. You're going to lose. They are undefeated.
Yep.
If you go to war with them, you're going to lose your locker room because what he was doing is he didn't like the question.
Right.
He was trying to just dismiss the question like, you're attacking me, I'll just snub you. I won't even answer your question. No. And then how does that reverberate in your locker room? Badly.
Yeah, they're looking at you like, Skip, Skip, you have to understand, I get to speak from experience on this one. I was on the 2000 Ravens as an offensive player. And we let them down. They gave up 7 points and we lost the game. How did we not let them down?
I'm sure there were moments early that year where they were not happy with you in the locker room.
Yes.
Right?
But as a veteran player, and Ray and I, and Rod Woodson, we were the best of friends. And I'm explaining to them, it's going to take us some time, but we're going to correct it. Now, if you think we're going to beat the Minnesota Vikings of 98 and score 35 points, you're out your mind. You're going to have to make do with 14 to 17. Can you win? If we give you 14 to 17, Shay, if y'all just give us a touchdown early, give us 10 points. We got it from there. Hold on. Y'all got it from there. If we give you 10 points in the first quarter, the first half?
Yep.
Yeah, we got it, Shay. Okay, Trent. Okay, guys, they said we give them 10. Trent Dilfer. I said, hey, guys, Jamal. Hey, bro, I need you to break a couple extra tackles. Hey, Q, I need you to make a big play here or there. Jermaine Lewis, okay? But yeah, you have to understand. They gave up 3 points, and you was 9 of 22. 9 for 77 yards. And and they ask you, did you let the defense down? You're about, no.
All right, now to your biggest question and point. So, back in 2018, I said no to Sam Darnold. You liked him, but I said no, and they took him,
right.
and they lived to regret it because it's the 3rd overall pick, and it's just hard to climb back out of that.
Yeah.
So then you wind up 2 years ago with the second overall, and they homed in on Zach Wilson like from jump.
From jump.
And I'm like, what are you doing? Because I didn't see enough of him. I just said, I don't love this. I'm not sure about him.
Yeah.
And now nobody's sure about it. And obviously, they left a bunch of other quarterbacks on the table, Trey Lance and obviously Justin Fields and
Mac Jones.
Yeah. And you could argue all day and all night about those. But all of a sudden, you've still got this kid the Cowboys once drafted in the 5th round, Mike White, who started 3 games a year ago. And in 1 game at home against the Bengals, he threw for 405 when the Bengals were pretty much rolling, and he beat them. He went 1-2, and his touchdowns, interceptions are 5-8. But in that game, he was 3 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, but he threw for 405. And the Jets faithful love him because he's electric and he's fun to watch.
Yeah, a lot of times when you draft somebody to go to that New York market, it's not so much if they can play or not, it's the personality.
Yeah, I agree.
Eli Manning was perfect.
Yeah.
He was up, Eli Manning was like...
He's sleeping through it.
They couldn't fade Eli.
Sometimes I thought he was taking a nap while he was playing.
They couldn't
Nothing bothers him. Nothing bothers him. Even now in all of his media, nothing bothers him.
The boos, the yelling, the screaming. Eli was just like this.
Yep.
But he knew, thanks to his dad, thanks to having an older brother, he understood how to navigate. I'm never going to say anything inflammatory. I'm going to say I played bad. I'm going to put the onus on me. They played bad. They did a good job. I've got to do better.
3 times he led the league in interceptions, Eli. 3 times. But he beat Brady in 2 Super Bowls. He's golden.
Right. And he knew, Skip. And the media was killing him. Killing him.
I'm a Manning. I got this.
Okay.
Yep.
Take some advice. You need to understand the predecessors, not necessarily in your organization, but look at guys they have navigated the media from a Jeter to an Eli Manning, to some of those other great...
Jeter never said anything, but he always said all the right things. He just cliched you to death. He shrugged it off. He went on about his business. And even in the docs that I've seen lately, he admitted, I never said, it's like Brady. I never said anything honestly to you guys. I couldn't. I knew you had a job to do, and that was my job, right? Okay, Eli was
to keep y'all out of my business and keep y'all from writing negative things about me.
That is correct. So, to your point, if you pull the plug on this kid right now, you're going to risk losing him, and all you did was invest in him as the 2nd overall pick. Are you ready to go to Mike White? Are you ready to go back to Joe Flacco just to get you through the night, just to give this kid a break for the rest of the year and try to salvage him next year?
Yes.
I don't know. This is a damned if you do or don't.
The Jets defense is only giving up 20 points a game, but in the last 5 weeks, they're only scoring 13.
Yeah. And they're not out. They're 6-4. Right. They win that game against New England at home, 6-3.
Right, and that's the thing, though, Skip. You say, well, a lot of times he's putting them in harm's way.
Yep.
That's the problem. He's not like he's not making plays for offense, but hell, you helping the defense.
I'll tell you what, if I ran that organization, I would be hard pressed to pull the plug on him right now, just because I've invested so much in him. And a lot of the players have spoken up in favor of him, but I think they're just taking it for the team.
Yeah. That's
because I'm sure deep down on lie detectors, nobody's got any use for him.
Yeah, he's good and terrible.
Yeah, that's what they're thinking right now. So, but the point is, if you yank the plug, you're kind of starting over. You really want to start over? Are you sure Mike White's your future?
No, he's not the future, Skip, but I just need to what if I do a hard reset? I just turn it off, leave it off of like 2 or 3 hours. So I leave it off at like 2 or 3 games.
Okay, well, you might want to leave it off for the rest of this year and then hope you could salvage next year. I don't know about all that, Skip. But I tell you what I would do. Mike White won a couple of games. He's staying in there. Do it like Tyler. What they do with Tyler Heineke? Mm-hmm. Taylor. I don't keep that man. It's okay. He goes by both.
You see, what did Ron Rivera say? All of a sudden, we gonna see how Carson Wentz, how his thumb, his finger comes along. He ain't getting that job back. unless Taylor Heineken just jumps off a cliff. He's not getting that job back, Skip.
But Heineke's got the great personality, too, because he doesn't even care. He's like, this is all gravy to me. This is icing on my cake. I don't care.
Oh, I will get me a new pair of shoes in the color of the teams that I beat. That's his thing, Skip. And the guys are rallying behind that.
They have.
But, Skip, his teammates are not rallying behind him.
No.
And so I don't care. You can stay with him, but they're not rallying behind him.
No. It's a mess.
See?
The Chicago
wanna play
Bears come
quarterback,
calling on the Jets this Sunday, guys. Justin Fields rolling up in there. All the action
He might
on
not
the
be
NFL
rolling up
on
in there.
Fox.
No, he's got
Should
a
be
shoulder
interesting
issue.
to watch.
Yeah.
All right. How much pressure is riding on Dak against the Giants this
Good
Thanksgiving?
question.